Welcome. Technical difficulties. I am so not used to that, but we're here. And look who's with me right now. Duncan. And Dexter's down here. So welcome to Thursday Night Mini Healing. Yeah, you don't need to lick. So, tonight we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some holiday themed healing. And we will see how that goes. So let's just see what else. So if you're new, about 10 after, we will be starting the healing with a healing pulse. I'm going to just check and turn on chat. If you are there, say hello. And then, so I've got my book that I keep track of everything we work on Thursday nights. So this is show number 75. That is quite a number. So, and I can't believe it's December 23rd. So, start my book out. 1223. Show number 75. And, oh, there's Marina and Joanne. Welcome, welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. So tonight for the healings, we are going to have a special topic. I want you to think about the holidays and if the holidays trigger you for anything specifically. So someone requested this a couple weeks ago about dealing with holidays and depression and things like that. But, you know, different things trigger different people. So here's something I want you to think about. And so think about, do the holidays trigger things for you? And if so, what are they? And then we will work on that and I will check the healing for you, but also the whole group, because as we've found out the last few months that a number of you have similarities. So when you're dealing with a certain issue, there's some commonalities that are underlying causes. So this way, I'll work on you individually and as a group, and it will be much more powerful. So, and tonight, we're going to start 2 weeks of giving away a free session. So, and the way you enter is just place at least one comment. And then towards the end of the show, then I found a little program that will select someone. So actually I need to pull up some links and we might have to wait till right afterwards. I'm going to have to see, or I might need an assistant. We'll see how that works. So, but at 10 after, we will start with a healing pulse. And so if you are new and have not done that before, right as we start, I will give you instructions. So I just need to find the link of the little tool that I'm going to use that helps. So it's sort of cool. You put in the link of the Facebook post, and then it will auto-generate. It'll just pull a random person. So I sort of think that's cool. And that way I can't be biased. So, because I can be a little biased, I admit it. So I'm just going to click a few things. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted. It's been quite the week. So let's see. Getting there. problem is I have so many windows open for school stuff. And I thought I was so done with school, and my advisor keeps emailing me revisions. I so don't want to see emails from him. I'm really tired of revisions, but it needs to be done, I guess, right? So I'm going to go back to the, what else? Oh, there's Joan. Joan, we haven't seen you in a few weeks. Well, that's too bad, Anne-Marie. Oh, and there's Jolene. Welcome, Jolene. So in 2 minutes, we will start by doing our first healing pulse. I realize I'm not quite centered. Usually I'm like directly in front of the little fake fireplace. But this is a cat tree that goes all the way to the ceiling. It's made out of a tree. It's sort of cool. And I'm using the shelf with stuff I'm going to talk about. And that's where my writing thing is. So yeah, I'm not quite centered. But you could say I'm a little off today, right? That does happen. So let me just see. So yesterday I sent off my capstone. I have to do 2 final papers. A 15-page, my capstone ended up being 45 pages. So the capstone came back today again. So the 15-page paper, I've made 1 set of revisions. I'm thinking that might be it. So I found the program that picks a winner. I just need to get the right link. We'll see how that works, right? But it is 10 after. Yes, that's true. I'm not perfect. And I encourage everyone to show their imperfections because otherwise life is too stressful. Always having to be perfect. So let's start with our first healing pulse. So with this, it helps with, actually, Sissy, you are perfectly on time. So we're starting with our first healing pulse. And with this, it works really good for anything physical. Although if you have emotional things going on or anxiety, it works well for that too. But with those, even with the feeling piece of it, I want you to think about, where do you feel it? So like for me with anxiety, it's usually in the pit of my stomach. And so that's where I would send a healing pulse energy to. So when you are working on sending energy to something emotional, think about where you feel that. And if you generally don't have anything specific you want to work on, but you just want to receive the energy, then I suggest you just send the energy to your heart. So I want you to first start by rubbing your hands together until they're warm. And then place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And imagine my hands are on your hands. And then you're just going to be open and allowing. And that's probably the most important part, is that you're open and allowing the energy to flow and the energy to come into where it needs to go. And so you're just going to breathe it in. Imagine it just going exactly to where it's going to be most helpful. And you might even feel just a pulse of energy where it goes in and there's a pause. Then it goes in and there's a pause. And just imagine each time you're feeling it a little more, it's getting a little deeper. It's healing deeper and deeper. So just breathe that in. And so we'll do this just for another minute or so. So just breathe. Okay, so that was our first healing pulse of the night. So let me know how you did. So I'm going to grab my book. So I'm going to start taking requests. So think about, so we're going to focus on the holidays. And if you've got anything that is triggered by the holidays, do you feel extra sad? Do you get depressed? Do you get more lonely? Is anger a thing? Oh, there is Jane. And Joan is here. Welcome. So Jane, we're going to start to work on the individual healings. And I want everyone to think about if you've got any specific issues that are triggered by the holidays. And if you don't have anything, but you have something else you want to work on, let me know that too, because then I will just add you to the list without the holidays being part of the connection. All right, so Jane, let me just see. So everybody's been sort of quiet other than saying hello. Just scrolling through. So Jane, I'm going to put down that the holidays make you feel sad. And what we're going to do is we'll see. Yes, Sissy, I can see you. So you can go ahead and post if you've got something specific you want to work on. All right, Joanne. So I'm going to put you down for the holidays because I have some similar feelings with that. Because my little family is my fur family. No, Sissy, I can see you. So you can post what you want to work on. All right, so Jolene, lots of sadness. And Jolene, sadness, and then the daughter and illness. That's hard. So Anne-Marie, sadness. Seeing if I missed anybody. Okay, on my list. Jane, sadness. Joanne, feeling left out. Not part of anything. Jolene, sadness and daughter. Anne-Marie, I've got sadness. Oh, and I'm going to sneeze. I was going to sneeze a few weeks ago, and I was in an office, and the gal's like, look up at the lights. She's like, look up while you're thinking you're going to sneeze. And she's like, it'll go away. And it did. But that's just the strangest thing. Has anyone ever heard of that? All right. So Sissy, sadness. That's very disappointing, Joanne. I'm sorry. All right, Joan. So, Joan, we've got trusting intuition. And with that, some of you, and I know Joan is very empathic, so you feel way too much, but it's finding the balance of feeling your intuition and feeling overwhelmed. It's difficult. And until you get used to it, it's either one or the other, where you don't feel it or you feel everything. Yes, being alone is better than that, because then it's more up to you, Joan. So I'm going to put for you, Joan, happiness in self. All right. So part of the keys to working on these things as a group, and so I got Charlotte. So let me know what that is specifically, Charlotte, for you, just a piece of what I can focus on. But part of working with individuals and as a group is, because you have shown up tonight, there are similarities within you. So like right now we probably have maybe 10 people on here when I look at the Facebook versus YouTube numbers. And then there are numbers that aren't really also obvious in the count. But of that, so say I'm looking at sadness right now, like, let's see. I mean, many of you have said sadness is an issue. And so oftentimes when I'll muscle test that, it'll come up with an underlying cause, as you have some similar causes. All right, so Charlotte will just put connection to self. All right. Oh, and if you are watching and you want to get in the drawing, you'll need to be on Facebook. So let's just see. I need to grab my little printout that I printed out and I've been using the last couple weeks. It is lost amongst, I have about 6 inches of printouts and reports and things I printed out for papers. I think it's in there somewhere, but I can't find it. So let me just grab my little list. I even bought a fancy stapler. And so with this, we will look at negative beliefs and see if there's any commonalities with that. And then we'll also look at negative emotions. And then we'll look at reinforcing positive. So let's see. So there is a drawing tonight and also next week, next Thursday, for a free private session for an hour. So, and you are already in the drawing, Sissy, because of you have put a comment in. So first, what I'm going to do is, so because many of you said sadness, although I will look at all these, but let me just see. Because I'm getting sadness is playing a role pretty much for everyone. So let's just see. So we're going to work on negative beliefs and release and remove the piece that's playing a role in sadness. I just need to get to that page. And it is right around where I was. There we go. All right, so there are probably 100 different negative beliefs. And so let's see what's playing a role in this. And I'll see how many. So negative beliefs. Sadness. I am shameful. That's the first negative belief. And for those of you who show up every week where we've talked about shame, shame is really the lowest emotion. Even when things are good, if you've got shame as a trapped emotion or a negative belief, it brings everything down. So the more you can work on shame, releasing these negative beliefs, negative emotions, the higher you're able to go. So let me just see what else is there though too. I am inadequate. That's not a good one. So that'll be a good one to release. So let me just check if there's more. And so then I'm going to check and see what percent of you have these two negative beliefs. So I am shameful. I've got 70% of you have that. I am inadequate. Let me see what percent of you have this. 45%. And so then I'm going to muscle test of all of you watching live. How many of you have at least one of these that it plays a role in your sadness? And I'm getting 100%. So all of you have at least a piece of these. So let's go ahead and release this. And then I'll go back and look at you each as an individual too. So releasing and removing I'm shameful. Releasing and removing I am inadequate. And then we're also going to fill the voids with healing energy. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the top of the list. So, and Jane, you're at the top of the list. So let's just see if there's more negative beliefs for Jane. No. Are there negative emotions that we can work on also? No. Are there positive? Yes. So Jane, the cool thing with what we did is it dealt with the negative, but let's go ahead. And I think I'll do this as a group too, just because of the similarities with what we're working on. And just see if as a group I can do things, and then individually we can do things, just because you can get so much more out of this. So let's just see. So we're going to go to positive emotions for the group. And it's the positive emotion and experience of flowing, which is a really good one, because when things are not flowing, they're blocked. And so this is definitely a positive thing. Let's see if there's more for the group. Yes. Ooh, invincible. That is a nice one. And then when I get done with the positive, I'll see as a percent how much this affected you. And then I'll go back to individually. Ooh, fulfilled. That is a nice one. Okay, so let's see of the flowing, how much of everyone watching right now will that affect people? So that's another 45%. Invincible, let's see what that is. That's 60%. And fulfilled, what is that? Fulfilled is 75%. And so let's see what percent of the group is affected by these words. And that's 100%. So that's cool. So let's reinforce flowing. We're going to reinforce invincible. And we're going to reinforce fulfilled. Okay. So that filled those voids. And it reinforced what you've already got going on. So let's go back. So Jane, we're at the top of the list. Let's just see if there's anything more specific just for you that we can work on for sadness, especially being around the holidays. And I'm getting there is a trapped emotion. Let's just see. Get to the right page. So the negative emotion, Jane, is restrained. Probably too much emphasis on the but restrained, where you were sort of held back. Let me get an age on that. Around age 28. So let's go ahead and release that because that's playing a role. So that released. And the voids have been filled. Let's go on to Joanne, and then we'll do a healing pulse, and then we'll come back to more of the individual healing. So with Joanne, holidays and feeling left out and not part of anything. So let's just see what individually we can work on too. And there's some negative emotions tied with that. Misunderstood, Joanne. Let me get an age. 26, Joanne. So let's release that because that's playing a role. Okay, so that released. All right, so we're going to do another healing pulse. So with this, think about where you received the first pulse. Do you want it to be sent to the same place? Or especially like if you're dealing with something physical, pain or discomfort, did it move? Did it shift or did it just lessen? And so you'll want to adjust your hands accordingly. Or if you're dealing with anxiety, did your anxiety lessened? And if so, maybe you want to send the energy somewhere else. And so if you don't have a spot to send it to your heart. So let's go ahead and rub your hands together. And with this, for those of you who feel connected to doing breath work, I'll walk you through basic breath work, and you can do that as you're receiving energies. And for those of you who don't experience anything more, just imagine that as you're exhaling, that anything that doesn't serve you energetically is being released. So place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands are on your hands and be open and allowing the energy to flow. So I'm starting to send the energy now. And so we're going to do a basic box breath where you'll breathe in and hold. When you can't hold it any longer, you breathe out and hold. And also on the breath out, imagine just everything releasing that doesn't belong, that isn't there for your highest good. So I want you to breathe in and hold. And out and hold. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Let me know. So that was our second healing pulse of the night. So next on my list is Jolene. So Jolene's got some sadness going on too, and also working with her daughter's illness. So let me just see what comes up for you, Jolene. And we're going to work on the daughter's illness and how that makes you feel. I'm getting there are some negative emotions that's causing that feeling to be more intense. So let's see if we can knock down that that negative connection. So this is something from your past, Julian, around when you were 18. It's a negative situation where you felt really mixed up. And what this does is it makes something at a neutral level and elevates it. So it takes very little for you to feel something negative about that. So let's go ahead and release that and bring you back to more of a neutral level and fill the voids that were created. Good, Jolene. I'm glad you're using that energy. Like hearing how things are affecting you, so that's good. All right, so Anne Marie, also dealing with sadness and probably some loneliness too, since it sounds like you're going to be alone with your kitty for Christmas. So let's see. I'm getting there is at least one negative emotion that we can clear, so let's see what that is. And it's misused. Let me get an age on that. Around age 26. So it looks like mid-20s is a common age for this session. It's always sort of interesting how we have so many similar timelines for people. But we're going to go ahead and release misused. And just because that's sort of an odd thing to come up, I'm just going to ask one more question for you, Anne Marie, about misused. So I'm getting that this actually isn't yours, but someone around you that. Yes, Marina. So we'll have to see for your issue that we're going to work on if that comes up as something around now or if it's something younger. So we'll see. So Anne-Marie, yes, this actually was from someone in your life when you were around 26 that it affected you. So that's, I'm going to go ahead and release that. Okay, so that's been released. Next, we've got Sissy. Sissy's also dealing with some holiday sadness. Let's see what else we can do to help her. Miserable. So Sissy, let me see what age that was. 19, Sissy. Let's release that because that's making you more sensitive to being sad. All right. And Marina, I missed writing you down. There we go. Lack of closeness and sadness. All right. So, Marina, you are next. And let's see. No negative beliefs, but there are some negative emotions that's playing a role in these holiday feelings. So, let's see what that is. Helpless, Marina. Let me get an age on that. 18, Marina. So, and if you don't remember, these ages are the toughest thing. So normally we say plus or minus a year. So when Marina was 18, it could also have been 17, 18, or 19. So somewhere in there. So let's go ahead and release helpless. Oh, and the sneeze that wanted to come out earlier has come back. Let's see if I can look up at the light. Wow, that's weird. That went away. Is that really a thing? Has anyone else ever heard that? To avoid sneezing, look up like at a light. Ooh, and there is Valerie. Welcome, Valerie. We are working on sadness and other things triggered by the holidays. Or if you don't really have anything, just let me know. Yeah, I had never heard of that either. So a very strange thing, but I don't know. It might be just a mental thing. Upper lip and your nose. Oh, a nap sounds lovely. All right, so Joan, you were next. And Joan wants to work on trusting her intuition, but also I think just being happy with herself, especially when you're used to having someone negative around you. It's sort of an odd feeling that they're not there. And it's good. It's really good, Joan. So let's just see what. So I'm not getting any additional negative beliefs, but there is negative emotion, at least one. Pressured. So let me get an age on that. And then we will do another healing pulse. Around age 27, Joan. So let's release that because that's not a good thing. So Valerie, for people that are affected by sadness over the holidays, we did some group work and we released I'm shameful, I'm inadequate. We reinforced the positive words of flowing, invincible, and fulfilled. So I'm just going to do a group quick for you. Just breathe that in. Imagine you lighter and happier afterwards. Okay, so let's do another healing pulse. And then when we get back from that, we'll do Charlotte and Valerie if you have something. And if there's anyone else watching that hasn't commented, please put something in the comments. All right, so next, we'll do another healing pulse. Oh, there's Jane. Good question, Jane, because that means different things for different people. So with the next healing pulse, and I think I'll change up the breath for those of you who want to. All right, Valerie, I will put you on the list for a headache, but I suggest you use the energy of the healing pulse to start with too. So let's think about where you want to receive the energy. Rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. Imagine my hands on yours, and it's going exactly to where it needs to go. And the most important part is just be open and allowing, and just breathe in the energy and breathe out what doesn't serve you. So we're going to do, let me just see which one we're going to do. We're going to do the fire breath. And when I do this in my office, standing next to a client, I have to warn them that sometimes it's like a dog on a hot day because it's just powerful. And so you got to be careful you don't, if someone's around you, that you don't spit on them. But it is a powerful piece of breath work if breath works for you. Like for me, I don't really notice the difference, but the clients when I work on them directly notice a difference. But this in particular can make you rather lightheaded. And so you need to be sitting down or at least somewhere where you're not going to hurt yourself if you fall over. So you've got your hands placed. And now imagine the breath also working with your hands. So you're going to breathe in, and then you're going to go quick in, quick in. Oh, I think I have to stop with that. But we'll go another minute. If you can keep doing that, great. If not, just feel and allow the energy to flow, going exactly to where it needs to go. And with each breath in, imagine it going a little deeper, a little farther, allowing it to heal. Because much of this is mental, and it's all about you. It's not about me. So just breathe. Okay. That was, what was that? Healing Pulse number 3. Let me know about that fire breath. We've done that a couple times, sort of different variations. So do you notice a difference? For those of you who, notice the energy is different with breath work, how did the first one, the box breath, compare to the fire breath? Let me know what you think. Okay, so Charlotte is next. She's looking for a stronger connection to self and strength. So let's see. So we're going to work on the first one. But there is at least one negative emotion. Let's see what that is. Resentful. Let me get an age on that for you, Charlotte. Age 16. So Charlotte, it could be 15, 16, or 17, just because ages are tough. So let's go ahead and release and remove that. So that's playing a role in connection to self. All right. So that released and the voids have been filled. So Valerie. Nice, Joanne. So when Joanne talks about yawning, and there's some of you who yawn pretty regular, especially as we get towards the end of the healing session, yawning has significance because it's a release and it's creating room for the healing. And so it's something that not everybody has that as a healing response, but some do. I've noticed when I'm working on certain clients, sometimes even I yawn. And sometimes it can be a little bit painful because it's an extreme kind of yawn, but not everybody experiences it. So I don't know. Looks like we've got someone on YouTube that's being funny. So I'm going to just ignore that. But Valerie, we're going to work on your headache. So let's see. I think there's at least one negative emotion. Let's see what that is. So Valerie, repulsive. Let me get an age on that and see if you can connect that to an event, Valerie. Round age 38, Valerie. Let's get rid of that because that's not a good one to hang on to. Okay, so that released and the voids have been filled. All right, so time is 7:53. So I'm going to do my commercial, which sometimes I quit or I skip, especially when I don't have Joan to remind me. But I went shopping yesterday. This is an astrological calendar. I've never had one before. I'm not really into astrology, but I bought this because of you guys. There are too many of you that are affected by the moon and the eclipses. And so this tells me, I can't really see because of the light. This tells me when there's a full moon, when a planet goes into retrograde. And so I can actually do a little bit of research and see what's going on and be able to prepare for a Thursday night that might be more helpful to some of you that are affected by the energy. So that's sort of cool. Also, through the end of January, I am having a new client special. So if you have not ever had an appointment with me, I am having an incredible steal of a deal. $60 for one session. That's $30 off. I've never run such a special. And it goes through the end of January. So if you've had a session, but you're looking for a gift for someone else, or you have a friend that might be interested, please refer them on to me. I would greatly appreciate that. And then let me look and see, because I think we did brain balancing last week. We did. So I think tonight we'll mainly do the aura strengthening, but I was going to grab my book. It's been a while since I've used this book. But there was one thing in here we did. I was going to see if it made sense to do it tonight. And especially with the holidays, so this is, so we'll do this and then we will do the drawing on who gets a free session. Well, no wonder, Valerie, your ex was repulsive. I'm glad I got rid of that for you. Sorry, Valerie and I have known each other a very long time. So sometimes when things come up, I don't exactly remember things, but then when she tells me, it just makes me laugh. So, okay, sorry about that. I'm just really distractible lately. Yeah, the school stuff. I need to do some grounding now that I don't have to connect so much with everything else. So what we're going to do, we're just going to take a couple minutes. This helps you embody your divine self. And especially those of you who are really feeling, these holiday times and feeling just alone and disconnected. This helps reconnect to that self in here. And so it's my hope for you that you don't feel so alone because your best friend is here. This is source. This is God. This is universal love. So let's just see. So I want you to just be comfortable. And we're going to, this is just a couple minutes, okay? So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to breathe deeply. Nothing fancy. Just breathe deeply in and out. So I want you to bring your attention to your heart center and your heart chakra. And when you breathe, imagine the energy of the universe going deep into your heart. And what that does is it activates a sacred flame. And with that sacred flame, I want you to feel that you can connect to the earth. And so imagine the energy of the flame going down through your feet into the earth, into the divine source. And so now you've got the sacred flame in your heart chakra, but you're also connected to divine source through the earth. And so gently bring your focus back from the earth, back up through your feet, through your legs, into your heart. And so bring your attention back to your heart. And then just breathe deeply with the focus on your heart. And since you've connected to the universal source and the heart, you can now call in your divine presence. And this might be hard for some of you, and you might not feel it, but trust that it's connecting. And so call that divine presence in to come and connect your heart to the divine presence's heart. And imagine when you do that the energy of your heart just flows and you are receiving love and energy from your divine presence. Each time you do this, your trust will grow and your connection to your divine self will grow. And eventually, unconditional love will pour through your heart to all areas of your life. And this connection will also help you have more clarity. And you will feel love filling your heart from the inside instead of trying to fill your heart from the love of others. Because it's here. It's already here. Okay. So that was embodying your divine self. We have not done that in at least 6 months. That is a nice one, though. All right. So how's everybody doing? Did I lose anybody? Anybody asleep? So next, I'm going to do the drawing. Let's see if I can get the little program to work. I did find the link. I just need to get back to the program. Okay. All right, we'll see if this works. So I've got the URL. Let's see if that worked. Okay, that didn't work. Let me see. I did actually practice this on one from like 2 weeks ago. All right, let me see if I can get this. I'm going to try doing it a different way. All right. Am I back? All right. Let's see. I wonder if I had, because I had it check. Anybody there? Oh, good. So I think when I had it run the program, because it connects to the link, it might have blocked you guys out. So I'm going to have to practice this more. But let's do the final aura strengthening. And then I will post a comment on this stream afterwards, who won. And whoever wins, I will send you a message in chat directly. So hopefully you are listed in my Facebook chat messenger. I think most of you are. So if not, I will get a hold of you or let you know next Thursday if I can't get a hold of you. All right, so let's go ahead and do the aura strengthening. And then with that, you'll get a week's worth of healing pulses. So I want you to rub your hands together. And with this, I want you to send the energy to your aura, because what this does is it strengthens your aura, which helps you repel negativity. And as you know, we live in a pretty negative time right now. And so this will just help protect you and keep you more positive, make it easier to be positive. So let's go ahead and just have you send energy to your aura and just breathe it in. Oh, and Dexter thinks he might help tonight. He's been quiet the last couple weeks. Dexter, what's going on? See, I have little doggies. See, here's little Duncan. Oh, see, little Dexter right here. Yes. Duncan's wearing his Christmas sweater. All right, so just keep sending the energy to your aura. Yeah, it's funny. I go weeks without having technical issues, and then I had trouble starting today. My video didn't queue up with the countdown. It just stuck there. So, sort of strange. But so just breathe in and out that energy. All right. And so that was our last healing pulse of the night. Healing pulse number 4. So let me know how you're doing. Yeah, sort of an interesting mix of things with the group holidays, and having so many similarities and so much sadness. But, I think part of it is our times too. So I wish you all the best. So next Thursday, there will be another drawing for another session. So if you don't get the free session this week, there is a potential for next week. You just need to be here. So I hope everyone had a good week and a good night. And if you celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a fabulous holiday. You know, I don't really celebrate it, but I visit family. It's a day off, right? So have a fabulous evening, and thank you for being here. Bye. Yes, Joan. Happy Christmas, happy Yule, happy Hanukkah. And is Kwanzaa this month too? And for that, I would rather just have love all year long, not just at Christmas, right? You're welcome, Joanne. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you too, Marina. And have a good night. Yep. Hanukkah's a few weeks ago, but this is Feliz Navidad. Yes. Bye.